Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Jai Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Praja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jai Radha Shama Sundaradha, Shama Sundaradhi. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. I go Premanandi Hari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 1, The Curse upon the Yadu Dynasty, Text 4. Naivanyata paribhavosya bhavet kathachin. Naivanyata paribhavosya bhavet kathanchin. Matsangshrayasya vibhavon nahanasya nityam. Matsangshrayasya vibhavon nahanasya nityam. Antakaling yadukulyasya vibhaya venu. Antakaling yadukulyasya vidhaya venu. Stambasya vanim iva shanting upaimi dama. Stambasya vanim iva shanting upaimi dama. Naivanyata paribhavosya bhavet kathachin. Matsangshrayasya vibhavona hanasya nityam. Antakaling yadukulyasya vidhaya venu. Stambasya vanim iva shanting upaimi dama. Naivanyata paribhavosya bhavet kathanchin. Matsangshrayasya vibhavon nahanasya nityam. Atakaling yadukulyasya vidhaya venu. Stambasya vaning iva shanting upaimi dama. Na, not. Eva, certainly. Anyataha, from another cause. Paribhavaha, defeat. Asya, of this dynasty. Bhavet, there can be. Kathanchit, by any means. Mat sangshrayasya, which has fully taken shelter of me. Vibhava, with its power. Unhanasya, unrestricted. Nityam, always. Antak, within. Kalim, a quarrel. Yadukulyasya, the Yadu dynasty. Vidhaya, inspiring. Venu stambasya, of a clump of bamboo plants. Vahanin, a fire. Iva, as. Shantin, peace. Upaimi, I shall achieve. Dhamma, my eternal personal abode. Translation and purport by the followers of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Krishna thought, no outside force could ever bring about the defeat of this family, the Yadu dynasty, whose members have always been fully surrendered to me and are unrestricted in their opulence. But if I inspire a quarrel within the dynasty, that quarrel will act just like a fire created from the friction of bamboo in a grove. And then I shall achieve my real purpose and return to my eternal abode. Purport. Even though Lord Krishna wanted to arrange for the disappearance of the members of the Yadu dynasty, He could not personally kill them, as He had killed many demons, because the Yadu dynasty was His own family. One might ask why Lord Krishna did not arrange for them to be killed by others. Therefore, it is stated in this verse, Naivan yata paribhavo sya bhavet kathanchit. Because the Yadu dynasty was the Lord's own family, no one within the universe was capable of killing them, not even the demigods. In fact, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that no one within the universe was capable of even insulting the members of the Yadu dynasty, what to speak of defeating or killing them. The reason is given here by the words Mat Sangshrayasya. The members of the Yadu dynasty had fully taken shelter of Krishna, and therefore they were always under the personal protection of the Lord. It is stated, Mare Krishna Rakeke, Rake Krishna Mareke. If Krishna protects someone, no one can kill him. And if Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can save him. Krishna had originally requested all of his associates, along with the demigods, to appear on the earth to assist him in his pastimes. Now that his pastimes were coming to an end on this particular planet and would be transferred to another planet in another universe, Krishna wanted to remove all of his associates from the earth so that in his absence they would not continue a burden. Since the powerful Yadu dynasty, being the Lord's personal family and army, could not possibly be defeated by anyone, Krishna arranged an internal quarrel, just as the wind in a bamboo forest sometimes rubs the bamboos together and creates a fire that consumes the entire forest. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has pointed out that ordinary people, hearing of the adventures of the Yadu family, might think that the heroes of the Yadu dynasty are as worshipable as Krishna, or that they are independent controllers. In other words, people polluted by Mayavad philosophy might see the Yadu dynasty as being on the same level as Krishna. Therefore, to establish that even the most powerful living entity can never equal or surpass the Supreme Lord, Krishna arranged for the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I don't think we ever were in the 11th canto in Vrindavan, but the 10th canto was very exciting. Every day was a new drama. Krishna, Balaram, all the different activities of Krishna's birth and his childhood, killing Kamsa, what to speak of the loving relationships, loving exchanges that Krishna had with all devotees. To see how kind Krishna is, he personally comes to this world, this particular universe, our four-headed Brahma universe, and personally displays his beauty and loving exchanges to attract all of us to go back to that spiritual kingdom. And whenever there is trouble, material world means trouble and disturbance. Through the various cantos, Lord Brahma and the demigods are always visiting Shweta Dweep or find Kshirodakshai Vishnu. They go in the ocean, on the shore of the ocean, and Lord Brahma meditates and prays for the Lord to give a solution to the problem. Either the demigods are being defeated by the demons, and or there are great, very powerful personalities causing trouble throughout the whole universe, choking everybody out. Everyone just wants to be peaceful and happy in this world, looking for some kind of satisfaction. Material world, there's not so much that you can really enjoy on this level, but in the heavenly planets, there are descriptions of the beauty. The personalities are much more beautiful. The life is so much longer. You can imagine that you're enjoying something, but how unfortunate it's all taken away. From the highest planet down to the lowest planet, all are places of misery. Why? Because of repeated birth and death. But that's not our position. We're not destined for death and non-existence. We actually have an eternal existence in the spiritual kingdom. So Krishna not only ordered the demigods to appear, and also his personal associates from the spiritual world. So Krishna, especially such a powerful personality, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karna Karnam. He's eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge, and he's the cause of all causes. He could have easily, with his Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate, maybe arranged everything accordingly. But as a parent, loving parent, very much caring for his loving entities, we may think, well, there's so many of us. How can Krishna keep track of so many tiny little Vibhanangsha, living entities, little sparks, He's probably infatuated by the queens of Dwaraka or the gopis of Vrindavan, and what to speak of the love of Mother Yashoda and Queen Kunti and the Pandavas. And, Krishna has better things to do than worry about us insignificant little entities. But you see, even in a family, if there's a child who's maybe not as developed, sometimes the parents give more concern. They have to take better care. Not better care, but they give attention. They give... So one who's actually crying out and one who's actually feeling helpless or in need of Krishna's mercy, Krishna recognizes. So Krishna, not that we can understand Krishna or understand, how is it that Krishna comes and performs such miraculous, fascinating activities, and his beauty is beyond comparison, and the description of the spiritual world is so inviting. We want to go there. When you see the polluted rivers, the corrupt politicians, and what are people's activities? They want to read the newspaper. They want to see who's suffering. If you're watching anything, when people are suffering, or someone got killed and somebody's head got chopped off, or these are so exciting. We want to hear about all these kind of political maneuvers that are taking place in this very godless civilization. So, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanang sajamyaham. Whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious principles, because what are the religious principles? People go to church, to the mosque, to the temple to pray to God for health and wealth. They want to perpetuate. They want to continue. Give me bread. Give me keep my family healthy and happy, and make sure I win the lottery and get a lot of money so I can enjoy myself in this world. But that's actually looking for poison, because we don't want to continue living in this material world. Not that we want to, in a very, narrow-minded way. Sometimes people get so desperate and so frustrated that they commit suicide, and they find themselves in a very suffering condition, and they want to stop. I've seen in old age, sometimes there's so much suffering due to the body and the ailments of the mind and body, and the difficult situation one finds himself in, that they sometimes, take me, oh Lord, take me out of here. I want to exit. In some places, they actually give that permission that if it's too much euthanasia or something like that, you can, but it's illegal in most places. You cannot kill yourself. Even when Sanatana Goswami was feeling very bad that Lord Chaitanya is embracing me and I have all these sores and it's touching the body of Lord Chaitanya, forget it, I'm going to kill myself. But Lord Chaitanya chastised. You think your body is yours, Sanatana? You've already dedicated your body to my service. So how you can think that you can take any responsibility for neglecting or your body? So actually, who made this body? It's pretty incredible manufacturing with the skin and bones and nervous system and hopefully some intelligence, some consciousness, and the ability to function. But what is the only purpose for this body? To serve Krishna. Because we're eternal servants of Krishna, but we're misdirected by the illusory potency, this Daivi potency. So Krishna performed so many wonderful activities. The 12th chapter, or the last 90th chapter of Krishna book was pretty much summarizing all of Krishna's activities. Now he's winding up, and he's saying that now he can return to his eternal abode. But that's just a play of words, because Krishna's already in his eternal abode. He never leaves the spiritual world. It's not like Krishna is here tending to us fallen souls, trying to attract us back home. Meanwhile, he's missing from the spiritual world. Krishna has that power. He can expand himself. But just so that we can adjust in ourselves that Krishna performed his duties. He again, the Mother Earth was suffering due to so many demonic kings and evil forces. So Krishna and Balaram, they annihilated so many demons. The Kurukshetra war was to reestablish Yudhishthir and the Pandavas Rajarshi. Rajarshi is a king who's godly. You know, if you've seen some of the early Christian crusade movies, the kings were actually in the church and praying fervently to the Lord, and the church was actually more powerful than the king. And this is the idea that Krishna and Balaram wanted to reestablish religious principles. And although Bhagavad-Gita was spoken to Arjuna, but unfortunately, as Kali Yuga progressing very quickly, the Lord felt, I need to do a little something more for these poor, lost, conditioned souls. Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Shivas, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauda Bhakta Vrindavan. That's also a Maha Mantra for Kali Yuga. And of course, Maha Mantra, before we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The sound vibration of Krishna's name is meant to actually awaken our Krishna consciousness. Hearing the pastimes of Krishna, and there must be some pastimes to hear about, isn't it? When you want to hear about the birth of Krishna, the killing of Putana, the rasa dance with the gopis, the loving exchanges with Mother Yashoda, the killing of Kamsa, and also enchanting all the queens of Dwaraka and establishing Dwaraka with all these palaces and opulence and beauty, and the Yadu dynasty becoming so powerful that Krishna is winding up now his particular Leela. And it's hard, it's just like when the sun is rising, you see the sunshine, but then when it descends and goes beyond our vision, this darkness, you think, oh, sun's gone. It's still there, but we're covered, we can't see. So Krishna, he's taking birth in another universe and performing, again, miraculous pastimes with all his associates to again attract the conditioned fallen souls. Krishna has to go through so much trouble because we are such rascals that we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. We want to imitate Krishna. Oh, surrender to Krishna? Why you should surrender? I want to be the enjoyer. Okay, here's the material body. You can take your material body in this world, but there's suffering. There's anxiety. There's never going to be any happiness without Krishna. So we're very fortunate that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered the 6 Goswamis and the 7th Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He prayed, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta appeared in this world from the personal entourage of the Supreme Lord, and also became Prabhupada's inspiration to take the message of Godhead, which the blind world had no clue, with all the books on mysticism and impersonalism, that, you perform these austerities, this meditation, you should go to a Himalayan cave, bury yourself in the sand, in the hot sun, surrounded by fires, and so many austerities are there to get free of the bodily concept, and that understanding, this material world is temporary, it's a useless place. But Krishna is very kind because he knows that we don't have that kind of capacity for such austerities, especially in Kali Yuga. Hardly we can fast a little bit on Ekadasi, or what to speak of. When I was hearing the Leela of Janmashtami, Prabhupada with all the devotees were thinking, okay, 12 o'clock, artik and feast time. So Prabhupada said, get the Krishna book. So everyone's sitting and they started reading chapter 1. And then reading chapter 2, all the dandas are fading and everyone's falling this way and that way, falling asleep. Again, reading more. And it's already like another hour. more and more Leela. And Prabhupada said, okay, I see everyone is a little bit tired, so let us finish now. But Prabhupada just absorbed in hearing about Krishna, the Leela of Krishna. And he himself did everything that he didn't say for, all my disciples, you perform these austerities, you perform the, hearing and chanting and sacrifice, go out and book distribution, or you cook, for hundreds. And sometimes in India in the beginning, they had no cooking facilities. And imagine running festivals with just some sticks and a few holes and whatever you could put together for cooking paraphernalia. But devotees, they made this, I should say sacrifice, but the privilege of doing devotional service. So Srila Prabhupada, he was up early in the morning translating, hearing from the different acharyas, the purports of the Srimad Bhagavatam about how to actually have the wording in such a way to penetrate the thick skulls of those who are trapped in illusion in Kali Yuga, looking for happiness on the bodily platform, thinking my family, my nation, this is my country, why have you come to my country? Was it yours? It's like in America, my country, and the American Indians are thinking, no, that's our country, you stole it. But actually, Bhoktaram Jagatapasang Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Krishna's the enjoyer. He's the proprietor of all the planets. Everything belongs to Krishna. We're all servants of Krishna. So Krishna wanted to leave, but before he left, he wanted to make sure that the powerful Yadu dynasty doesn't become another irritating factor because, I come from this family. I'm from the Goswami family, or from this emperor's lineage. I'm from the sun god, from the moon god. And don't you know, our family is. So this is a bodily concept. Of course, it's a great honor to be part of Krishna's family. We're Prabhupada Nugas, Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnav. We're followers of Rupa Goswami. We're followers of Lord Brahma. We're followers of Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada is putting all the dots. When you draw something, you combine all the dots in such a way that you can understand what is the picture behind all the dots. So Srila Prabhupada underwent great austerities, but he was fixed. We've heard many times how, I very much like the cowherd boys. I just want to be back with them and frolicking and playing in the forest of Vrindavan, sitting together, taking prasadam, and like that, because Krishna, he's always happy. The activities in the spiritual world are very, very, inviting. We want to also, who wants to just work in a steel mill, be covered with, I know my brother for a while had to work in Buffalo and Bethlehem Steel. I remember he's coming back around. I thought he changed bodies to become a black person because he was covered completely from head to toe in black coal and soot, So sometimes these factories, even Prabhupada was mentioning that the road, that Mathura road from Vrindavan to Delhi, one of the first things you saw back then was a Goodyear tire company. And so they would entice or tell all the villagers, get out of the village, you come and work in the factory, you'll get a good paycheck. But as a result, all the rivers are polluted, the air is polluted, people can't live in a beautiful atmosphere with the cows and bulls and natural, or nowadays you have to pay a lot of money for organic food. Everyone was eating organic before. So all these modern, scientific, industrialized factories, ugra karma, that people are being misled by the politicians, by the economy, those who are just into, it's all about money. What are all these wars about? Control, power, and money. They think that this will make us happy, that if we can, have the oil and we can have the gold and we can have control of everybody. this way and that way. If you look at every single war, it's all based upon the exploitation of Mother Earth. But Krishna consciousness is to give people a chance to understand what is the real purpose and goal of life, to go back home, back to the spiritual world. And we're going to have troubles, isn't it? We have a GBC, we have a bureau, we have temple presidents and managers, and there's always some difficulty because we all have to live together harmoniously. But what is our focus? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. From early in the morning, we need to hear the Bhagavatam. You need to read the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because the more we hear the Leela of the Supreme Lord, the more it burns up the sinful desires in the heart. Isn't it? This Krishna Kirtan, this Krishna Katha, by coming together with the Sadhu Sangha and all sitting together to hear how powerful Krishna is, how beautiful he is, how loving he is for his devotees, and how he wants to bring us back to the spiritual world. You think, yes, I want to be on that I want to be on that Vaikuntha aeroplane going back home. And if this, Prabhupada often said throughout his books, in this lifetime, one can develop love of Godhead. Although we have insurmountable desires, all kinds of feelings in the heart, and wanting to enjoy. But I've often quoted akama sarvo kama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti-yogena yajeta purusham param. Because even those religionists who are performing sacrifices and rituals, they have desires. The mystic yogis, they have desires the different mystic potencies. I want to become powerful. I want to control people's minds, and I want a lot of disciples. Bring me riches. Many distractions are there, but only by bhakti, isn't it? Bhukti mukti siddhikami sakaleya shanta. How'd the verse go? Krishna bhakta dishkama ata eva shanta. Bhukti mukti siddhikami sakaleya shanta. The bhukti, sense enjoyers, mukti, seekers of liberation, siddhikami, mystic yogis. They're full of no peace, but Krishna bhakta nishkama. He has no desire, because we lose the desire for personal sense enjoyment and we develop a desire to serve. This is why it's essential to take shelter of the Guru, who's the representative of Krishna. And by taking shelter of the Guru, you want to serve the Guru's disciples, those who are following the Guru nicely. Then you can learn. It's not that, I have my Guru, my Guru is better than your Guru, whatever. It's not like that. The Guru is fully dedicated to Krishna in giving the message of Krishna. What is that? Jare dako tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Amara kai guru hoy tare desh. That if we represent Krishna by sadhu shastra guru. See, sadhu shastra guru. One cannot become a guru if he just makes up his own philosophy. He has to follow the guru parampara. He has to follow the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Lord Nityananda, Panchatattva. What was their business? Chanting and dancing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta would authorize an article depending on how many times the Mahamantra was there or how many times Krishna's name was pronounced. So we're always going to be challenged. And Queen Kunti is praying, let the challenges come again and again. Why? How can you ask for challenges? How can you ask for that? Because when I'm in difficulty, I have to take shelter. So this is the whole secret, that we have to learn to take shelter of Krishna. And the only shelter is the association of devotees. Because if you're, Prabhupada giving again the example, like if you're in a foreign country and you're from South India and you meet from somebody else from South India, oh, how long you been here? Immediately you become interested to know a little bit more. So whenever you see a devotee, you want to know, oh, where are you serving? Or, what are the activities going on? And so what is a characteristic of a devotee is he has no jealousy. He has no envy, because these are the qualities that Krishna exhibits. So we all have all these godly qualities in very minute. They're covered over. Why? Because of lust, greed, and envy. And that lust is our pure love for Krishna. That Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem, this love for Krishna, is existing, but due to the contact with the mode of passion and ignorance, is covered over by a selfish desire to enjoy. And the only way we can enjoy is give it a physical body, and the physical body is temporary. I mean, for a few years, the body is somewhat attractive, but after a while, everything just becomes mushy, it starts fading away, and there's no real, what you thought was happiness, it just goes away. There's no endurance behind that. So the Pandavas, the Yadu dynasty, these are all members of the Lord's entourage, and Krishna had to arrange for them, make tickets for them to leave this world and go to the next Leela, another Leela. But they are also existing in the spiritual world. This is beyond the capacity of our tiny brain to really comprehend or understand. Well, how can Krishna be there and pay attention to what's going on there, at the same time be here, and then says he wants to go back there? Yeah, there are many, that's why we have acharyas, why we have gurus, and why we're daily discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, to be able to comprehend even a little bit. Isn't it? Then Rupa Goswami or Lord Chaitanya was telling Sanatana Rupa that, I'm only giving you a little drop of the essence of the spiritual kingdom of the Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavan. And there was one politician who asked Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, oh, you have a daily paper? Who would read such a thing, a daily paper, Nadia Prakash, or some sort of edition? Well, he said that in every city they have the first edition, afternoon edition, evening edition of the newspaper to tell you about the economics and all the different killings and robberies and all the different things that go on in the material world. He said in the spiritual world, describing, I think, about how Mahavishnu creates unlimited universes, and each universe like a little mustard seed, and within each universe there's unlimited planets, and within each and every planet there's so many cities and so many establishments, and here we are in this tiny little city of maybe Calcutta, I'm not sure where it was when he was telling that story. And he said the problem is that there's no one interested in spiritual life. Like in the prison house, you think the prisoners want to hear about the good qualities of the ruler? They want to kill the ruler. They want to have a dartboard, forget the ruler. But we want to hear about Krishna. We want to hear about the devotees who are loving and serving Krishna, because we want to get out of this prison house. It's time to kind of wrap things up here. And the faith has to be enhanced. And how does the faith come? Shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajanakriya, anartha nivritti. So if you're associating with devotees, then you want to do like they're doing. What are you doing? Getting up early. Why? So I can hear Bhagavatam. Why? So that when I come to see the deities, I can appreciate a little bit of their beauty and the purpose of Krishna's advent. Why? And then, why is it that you want to sing and dance? Because everybody wants to sing and dance, but they wait till the nighttime, take intoxication, and want to, forget the miseries of their life, and then hunting for sense gratification, isn't it? This is a material world, but we can have a spiritual happiness by joining Krishna's family. Hopefully he won't kill us all like this, But Krishna makes arrangements, and it's like in a bamboo forest, the wind blowing, the friction of the bamboo that ignites a fire and the whole bamboo forest is burned. So no one could conquer the Yadu dynasty. They were Krishna's personal family, and they were very, very powerful. And we may think, well, how could God's family get destroyed like this? Unless we have proper understanding from the scripture, from the Bhagavatam, from service and a humble submissive inquiry from the guru, if the guru is qualified and the servant is actually also qualified to be receptive and eager to hear, then the result will come. So it's a combination. It's not that, my guru didn't give me. He can give you everything. Krishna can give you everything. It's just that we have to be desirous enough and submissive enough, receptive, isn't it? Like on the radio, you got to get the right frequency before you can hear it clearly, isn't it? If you're a little bit off, you can't hear the frequency of the message. So Krishna is sending the message, and he's sending it through the spiritual master, specifically through Srila Prabhupada for us. And Prabhupada translated so many wonderful literatures, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar, Devotion. Prabhupada said, you read Nectar, Devotion, and after you finish it, read it again, and read it again. In the association of devotees, by hearing these wonderful pastimes, then we genuinely lose interest in the material world and develop a desire to go back home, back to the spiritual world. So I better give enough time for questions because I'm always cutting everybody else off when it comes to the end of the class. Srila Prabhupada ki. So anyone have questions or comments? I'm sure we can. Yes, Prabhuji. Jai Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for wonderful class. I have a kind of doubt which I want you to dispel it. So, but first, I would say, I'm living in India. Like Vrindavan, Prabhu used to say, 10 years back or 20 years back. I'm already quarter century in India. So I'm already quarter century in India, and I see that the most important, to my understanding, service is kind of being neglected in India or I was traveling before, as well as here in Vrindavan. So I want to understand, is it that Harinam street Sankirtan, it is like we know in the past was the slogan, all out on the streets, and those who brought up in Hare Krishna in early days, they remember that this was main service of those times, and I'm sure they not forget that ecstasy is giving. So, and sometimes I'm always on the class when I'm not here. I'm here. Sometimes people devotees asking questions, how to get this elevated ecstasy, all out on the street. The answer is there. So you can experience it right here. Now we have the street outside of the wall of our temple. It's not less than Moscow or New York. It's like, as you told, the Kali Yuga is progressing. The more Kali Yuga is progressing, the more importance of the seva is actually ready. And more ecstasy we get if you go out and be doing. So yes, my doubt is, I never hear about the one group Sankirtan, they're doing there on the corner of the police checking. So they're doing 3 hours a day, every day. So since last 4 years maybe. So I never heard any kind of encouragement and verification.
Yeah.
So I want to ask 2 devotees who were, like yesterday, devotee were giving class, but the talk was too long. I think he got to say something about the importance of street Sankirtan.
Very good point, though.
Yes.
You're right. In the early days, they'd be out 8, 10, 12 hours a day. That was their main business is Sankirtan. Even when I was in Miami Temple, we'd go out regularly for kirtan. Yeah, in Vrindavan, we do have a house that we provide and also we're providing visas for a lot of the foreign devotees who are enthusiastic for the kirtan. So we are encouraging the Kirtan party. There's several that, Vrindavan Kishoran group and a few others. And of course, there's there's a daily parikram group that goes around this Kirtan. It should be more. We have our Harinam party that goes out with the Namahata. And every day we have our powerful Guru Puja Kirtan program too, that's also attracting so many high definition all around the world people can hear. So more focus should be on the Kirtan and those who are performing the Sankirtan Yajna. They should be encouraged. You should know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is appreciating, and Lord Nityananda, just like when I told the story, Pragosh, one book distributor, he came before Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, I just want to thank you for engaging me in book distribution. And Prabhupada said, no, I want to thank you. My Guru Maharaj thanks you. So the recognition is there. Kirtan is essential. This is the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So we definitely want to increase. But it seems that as the society is growing and developing, and we have to do with various aspects of the development. Of course, if we just chant Hare Krishna, all the problems will be solved. But at the same time, the society is growing, the community is growing, and there's a lot of different aspects to spreading Krishna consciousness. But the focus should be Sankirtan, and I'm glad that you brought that up. I don't know, I don't have a solution, but I'd like to encourage everyone, participate in the Kirtan as much as possible. That's why at least Prabhupada would insist, come to the Mangal Arti and chant and dance before the deities. Come to the Guru Puja, serve the spiritual master and do Kirtan with the devotees. Join the Kirtan party, in front of the deities. The public is coming, so this is all Sankirtan. And the more and more we can do the Kirtan, the Sankirtan, the more we're fulfilling Lord Chaitanya's mission. So it's a short answer because maybe there's a few more questions. Any more questions? Maharaj, you're not asking any questions. What's going on here? You want to ask a question? Okay, I got him stirred. Give it to Maharaj. But I agree with you. The Kirtan, the Sankirtan should be recognized and should be increased. Okay, managers, increase the Sankirtan.
I just want to encourage our brahmacharis also to join the Sankirtan Yajna, because I'm sure many of them have some free time.
No.
Yes.
Okay, they might have some free time.
Free time.
Free time.
So, yes, we'd like to encourage our brahmacharis to also join Jagat Guru
And the
Prabhu.
Grahastas.
Yeah, and come to the classes. And everything is about hearing and chanting.
Yeah,
And
Maharaj is always eager for Kirtan, so that's good. We have to be eager for Kirtan.
yes.
Good,
Dhanyavad.
good example. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So you explained that the mass of people are being misled. They abandon villages, go to the factories and become miserable. And they are being misled by whom? By the politician, by all the system, economic system too, and by the business people also. And then, but these politicians, these business people are completely also under Tamagun and Rajogun, and it looks like how much they are actually even responsible, because they are just like under the influence of their lust.
These are the symptoms of Kali Yuga, so we're not blaming specifically the industrialists or the capitalists or those people who are creating factories, but in general, people are not being led or given the proper guidance about the purpose and goal of life. And so, we've seen all these factories, and industrialization has completely destroyed the varnashram dharma system, and people don't even know how to grow anything on the land. They think everything grows in the supermarket, you know, and then when there's nothing in the supermarket, they just starve.
Yeah. So then, who is responsible? Also, it is said that if you want to change the world, first you should change yourself, your own self, and become exemplary yourself. So in a sense, everybody is responsible for this situation. Or?
Yeah, everyone is responsible for their own activities. No one can save you. Only Krishna can save you. My family won't save me. My employer won't save me. My nation won't save me. I said, our only hope, because we are living in Kali Yuga, is to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission. And we're so fortunate to have an opportunity to hear the absolute truth in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam and in the form of chanting the holy name. So we're trying to share this good fortune with others. This is important, that one who's a true servant of the Guru will assist the Guru in his mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. So whatever capacity and energy or availability you have, you should be instrumental to help push on Krishna consciousness. But everyone has to work. Without feeding the army can't go out. And without managing the army can't go out. So there are many factors involved, but the army must go out and do the battle of Sankirtan Yagya. Okay? So thank you everyone very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.